Open perspective, I'ma keep grinding till I find what's effective. Caught in space and time, I'm in my own dimension. Music over time been the cause of my ascension. Blessed to be alive and in tune with the connection. The universe is God and we are the reflection. Argue with your side, I'm about to teach my lesson. Better pay attention, this is my message. Yeah, ay, open up your books and turn to page 1. We gon' restart, this time we gon' have some fun. Life is a treasure, it ain't always about the funds. But if you ain't got no money, how can you have any fun? This the moral dilemma. Live your life right, do something to remember. People turn their backs when you finally doing better. Keep the G forever, that's a capitalized letter. Work to make the family proud. I ain't insecure when the holidays come around. Used to feel anxious, I ain't have it figured out. Had to get rid of the doubt, had to find what I'm about. I stare myself in the eyes, suppress the pain I hold, every smile's a disguise. Living in the moment, you don't know how hard I try to stay present, cause I know how it feels to run out of time. It's the shit that makes me cry. Feel it all inside, keeps me close to the divine. Heart so broke, I search for pieces I may never find. People always leave me while I'm grateful for the times, but I ain't fine. I'm unbalanced, I feel conflicted, or I'm problematic. I'm growing manic, yeah, I've started panic. In the galactic, how to the damage. Open perspective, I'ma keep grinding till I find what's effective. Caught in space and time, I'm in my own dimension. Music over time been the cause of my ascension. Blessed to be alive and in tune with the connection. The universe is God and we are the reflection. Argue with your side, I'm about to teach my lesson. Better pay attention, this is my message. Yeah, ayy.
Inside of my mind,
Bobby, beats.
you're someone that's in the inside of my mind. You're so done because I say this all the time. I'm just so self-destructive, need to can't heal myself. But it just sucks when introductions feel like hell. Don't wanna start again, don't wanna let it fade away. Don't break my heart again, just let it all fade away. Don't wanna start again, just let it all fade away. Don't break my heart again and let it all fade away. Fade away. Fade away like no whiskey, feeling risky. Probably hit your line, I'm tipsy. Know you miss me, but it's all my fault. Don't pick up my calls. Too many drinks off the rails, I'ma crash. Every time I call, I just get a little. Too many memories to leave in the past. Can't do it all, but the good. Don't wanna start again. Don't wanna let it fade away. Don't break my heart again, just to let it all fade. Don't wanna start again. Don't wanna let it fade away. Don't break my heart again, just to let it all fade. Fade away. Don't break my heart again.
Hey, can I get a yes sir on 3? Yes sir, you know. Look, yes sir, shorty went off. Yes sir, ice cold just like a blizzard. And I wear my slime like a lizard. Put 'em on a bench, that's a reserve. Yeah. You see me salute, yes sir. When she cute, I'ma eat that for dessert. Word, I'm like a nerd when I'm working. Pull up with the 30 like I'm Curry Carrier. Relation, shit, I'm just gon' Fucking finesse and no stress. Feeling on her ass and her dresser. Tweaking, you know I got the Mac on the dress. I perform and impress her. Pull up in a Tesla. I look, pretty, but she vanilla. That's nice and neat, I make her eat the meat and salmonella. He talking greasy, I'ma put the gleedy to his melon. Hey, watch I squeeze the metal when I got his cerebellum. Yes, sir, shorty one off. Yes, sir, ice cold, just like a blizzard. And I wear my slime like a lizard. Put them on the bench, like a lizard, yeah, sir. How much it was worth? Where you get your merch? Probably got that from birds. That shit ain't gon' work. Roll an 8 for that sherbet. Shake it like some sherbet. And I'm riding dirty. This shit I get urgent. F&N's and choppers. Pop 'em, drop 'em. I'ma take 'em in, that don't mean I adopted 'em. Clean 'em, mop 'em. She gon' come pop 'em. That's cool. Pull up to the job when she twerking, she working. Kill it, put the cat on the shirt, swerving. Pull up Hellcat and hit the curb, it's a serve. I don't get the credit I deserve. Hey, you know I'm fine with it too. You know I'm round with it too. I ain't even got no time for the fool. Yeah, I might even teach a class up in school. Yes, sir. Shorty one off. Yes, sir. Ice cold, just like a blizzard. And I wear my slime like a lizard. Put them on a bench, that's a reserve. Yeah. You see me salute, yes, sir. When she cute, I'ma eat that for dessert. Word, I'm like a nerd when I'm working. Pull up with the 30 like I'm carrier. Yeah.
Hey yo, Pluto, you going brazen?
Smoking all these woods, it helped me ease all the pain. At the end of the day, I still wipe all my mama's tears. Shit ain't supposed to be like this when I'm used to her screaming in my ears. Taking real drugs help me drop real tears. Every day a struggle cause I'm mad as hell. I don't like to feel, but I still don't feel. Fighting this depression, I'm still applying all the pressure. Every time I sit and say grace with food on my plate, I stop and hesitate cause I know life ain't supposed to be like this. But it's been like this. I tell my brother I want this shit to end. Even though we never seen the end. We ride together, so if you see one of us, you gon' see all of us. I know every man dies, but not every man lives. This one I'm dropping real tears. I know every day could be my last, but I'm living every day like I've been through worse. My mama said it's gon' be okay, we'll be there soon. But I know better than to get all my hopes up. That's why I'm smoking all the dope up. Ronan said, you gotta slow down, lil' bro. You know I be living life fast. Pushing 90 and a 30, think I flash. Pop me a yerky now, bitch, I'm up 30. Get to the guap, I be up early. Pockets never hurt it, just a whole lot of pain and suffering. My brother taught me how to take nothing and turn it into something. My brother taught me how to take nothing and turn it into something. Lil' Richie from the pole. Smoking all these woods, it helped me ease all the pain. At the end of the day, I still wipe all my mama's tears. Shit ain't supposed to be like this when I'm used to her screaming in my ears. Taking real drugs help me drop real tears. Smoking all these woods, it helped me ease all the pain. At the end of the day, I still wipe all my mama's tears. Shit ain't supposed to be like this when I'm used to her screaming in my ears. Taking real drugs help me drop real tears.
Woo! Is that Northside Plugged?
Oh my goodness, it's finally Northside Plugged. What is up, everybody?
Jeepers, creepers.
Holy smokes, man. Technology, man. We were just talking about this before. We rely on technology way too much as a society.
Too much.
I mean, would our platform exist without technology? No. But we had one little mix-up. If any of you caught those early streams where the sound was coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So we had to reboot the system. Shouts out to John here at Q4 Radio for always being a guiding light and being very helpful for us. Had to reboot the system, and, we're good now. So thank you all for your patience. We appreciate you all. Back here on Northside Plugged. Thank you all for tuning in. G-Money, how are you doing?
Boss Dan, I'm always doing well when I'm over here on the Northside Plugged. And, it's a continuing example of just kind of what Northside Plugged is, and it's behind the scenes. Sometimes things don't always go how we want them, and when we're trying to set things up or get a good show going, but at the end of the day, we never give up over here on Northside Plug, and we make sure that we get a good show going, and especially when we have a guest here, we don't want to waste their time, because we have been there before where we couldn't. Do you remember that, Dan? I don't know if you were even there. Real quick, back at the WGAC spot, we had a guest, and basically the key issue, right? We were trying to get in.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't even the final straw, but basically we were trying to get in for our time, and the key was not accessible. The people that were supposed to get us in weren't there, and felt so bad. This was back when we were doing the show at 11 a.m. or something like that.
11 on Thursdays and
Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Saturdays, yeah, I forgot about that.
We start Saturdays in the summer.
That's right. This particular episode was on a Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. And we had a guest come in, and he had brought his father in, dude. I was
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, bro. And we weren't able to do the show because we couldn't get into the station. So that was probably the worst of the worst in terms of not being able to produce a show and having a guest come in. And I was getting a little worried today, but we made it made it happen. So with that being said, we've got a special guest in the building, Sonii.
How you doing? What's up?
Our official 100th subscriber to our YouTube page. So definitely had to get him in the building.
He is long overdue for a T-shirt.
Number 100.
Absolutely. But we're definitely going to get him that T-shirt in due time when we get those rolling. So, but Sonii, how you doing, my friend?
Good, man. I've been working. How you doing?
Doing well. No, we're now past the stress of getting the show started.
How you good? I know I'd be, especially with CPU shit.
Yeah, being a producer yourself, the technical difficulties that come with trying to produce a good product in whatever form that takes.
Exactly.
So thank you to the people that have stuck with us on the stream, listeners, everybody that's tuning in. We're gonna have a good show tonight. May cut it a little bit short, but we're gonna fill in everything that we need to fill in.
I'll be back soon anyway.
Exactly. Either way, he'll be back. But we're here now. We still got a good hour or so going. So we'll go right into the interview. We'll tap into who Sonii is. What's cool? A little backstory before we get into Sonii. I met Sonii a little over a year now, right?
Yeah.
At a studio session with another NSP family member by the name of Lil Lee. Shout out to Lil Lee.
Shout out, Garen.
Shout out.
Because he had his studio session, and he was like, "Yo, slide through, take some pictures for us." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" It was cool. I got to meet Sonii, some of the other homies, and it was a nice studio experience. Y'all were doing your thing. He was rapping on some of your beats, no?
Yeah. But they were struggling.
Yeah, it was a little bit of struggle.
But that's the real behind the scenes. People don't really see that. They just see the final product.
Yeah. But how I saw it too, dude, I was like, y'all are still youngins, I was there at your age, you feel me? Where it's just you just trying to figure out your sound, trying to figure out your voice and make it happen. And at the early stages, it can be difficult, but as long as you're all there and you're, in the process of it all, and either way for you, it's people are still rapping on your beats, no matter what it is. So it's good experience for you.
Yeah, it's different being in the studio when somebody's rapping on your beat than you just sending out.
Yeah,
they're oh, I'm sending it to you back. Like,
Yeah.
you get to like control certain things. Like I don't want to say control, but like dictate certain things. Like
have your hand and
yeah, I be in the studio with my homies. Like we just go to the studio, just mess around, and I be like, no, I tell the engineer like, no, hold on, put this right there, stop this, stop the beat right here, and then cut it back in right here. Like I could just listen. I have an ear for that.
Yeah, and that's good that you do that, dude, because a lot of quote unquote producers more so in that sense, like what you're doing makes you a producer, you know. But it's like there's a lot of quote unquote producers that are really just like beat makers, you know, where they're just whether they're sending out the beats or they can be in the session, but they don't really have like an input of, you know, there's no, you know, you may not be using stems, they don't know how to do that. They're just, oh, here's a beat, what's up, you know. Absolutely. Go ahead.
So as a non-musical, as two producers, as I'm sitting right next to two producers here, I'm curious as what you mean by the beat makers versus the producers. Is that does that just really mean that like the producer like he was saying, where you like really get into it about how you want the track to work versus just making like putting those drums here, putting those drums there? It's more just like how you want the track to evolve. Is that what you kind of mean by that?
I feel like it's like more of like the idea how you wanted somebody to rap on it, because like for me at least, it's like when I'm like arranging my beats, it's like, oh, okay, I put it right here, so maybe they'll do like a pause in the rap for their flow, because my drums is like, it's for like a unique flow. I'm trying to create a sound for somebody that way it could be my sound and their sound at the same time. I just need somebody to hop on the wave with me, and then we're gonna go crazy with it. But I got a lot of homies that rap all on my beats and they all go crazy. It's just we just need more consistency. But that it's just life hits. You can't really do nothing about that, but just keep going. But as far as like beat maker versus like producer, like yeah, like you could be in the crib all day making beats, but like that's one thing. You gotta actually get out, interact, like put your foot in something. Like you gotta say something. At least it's your beat. Like at the end of the day, like it's also a collaboration with you. It's not just the artist. That's what makes you a producer, is when you're actually collaborating with it. They're like, oh no, don't say that, say this. Or like put a pause right here. It would sound better with the beat. Like I'm just making it sort of like it all comes together like nicely type. Like, and I really go for like things that go over random people's head, but like if you really like into music, you would hear that. That's what I like.
Yeah, that makes sense the way. Just like thinking about it, I've never really thought about it as like a beat maker versus a producer. But now that you describe it like that, and the way that now that I think about it more in detail, it makes a lot more sense of how there is a difference between someone who just like a writer versus a producer on like on a movie set or something like that. A writer will just write the words down and hope for the best, where a producer will be like, no, I want like this conveyed, or I want this emotion, or I want the person to do this and do that. So I see what you mean by just not just creating the creating the basic form of the art. You really want to see the 3-dimensional thing of it grow. I see what you mean by that.
Yeah, that just makes the outcome of it better, and it makes it sound like more polished and put together, because like the more people you put in, the more ideas, the more collaborations. You never know what somebody else is going to think, because there's been times where people that don't even make music, they have a great idea and I would have never thought about it. But they just don't know how to articulate it to the engineer, so that's why I just be going, because I'm like a music translator or something, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing about producing, is like you really learn the lingo as you go along, right? You know, and like you said, you're kind of that middle ground, because especially when you're just an artist, and I remember the days of just being an artist before being a producer, and you look at any DAW and it just looks like rocket science, you know. It's just like, where do I start? What are these buttons, you know?
That's me. I look at it and I'm like, whoa.
Some things are still like that for me, because like, especially like FL, there's like 1,000,001 things you can do, and I barely just touched the surface. Like I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to be comfortable, if that makes sense. Like I just want to experiment with new things. I don't want to go to a different DAW, because it's just, I feel really comfortable with FL. I feel like I got a better workflow. I don't want to go through that whole process again. I feel like if I'm gonna go through that process, it has to be worth it, and I have to know what I'm gonna create.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man. And that's the thing too, is like, I feel like a lot of producers feel like because more than not, you'll hear producers, no matter what DAW they say, they'll say that they started in FL Studio, you know, or they'll maybe start in like GarageBand or.
That's why I hear a lot of GarageBand.
Yeah, you know, but I feel like like I can't really speak for GarageBand, but FL Studio is definitely something that, like, if you can master it to a certain extent, like we were talking about before the show, it's like not just with the producing, like you can make a career off of like engineering, you know, if you figure
really
it out.
do a lot with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's crazy because like I was introduced to it like really, really early. Like in my elementary school, they had like a music class, but it was like producing, making beats, and they had FL, and they had like a whole classroom
That's dope.
full of just straight computers and like MIDI pianos.
That's
That
awesome.
was like
That's so cool.
I still got my very, very first beat up on YouTube. I listened to it the other day. I'm like, I came a long way. Like, but when I came back to it when I was like 17. But I was first introduced to it like 6. But I always been around music like my whole life.
That's dope. So what was your what would you say was your like calling to becoming a producer?
I gotta give like a shout out to my pops. Like, even though like we did have like our differences and like life happens and stuff, but like as you get older, you start to understand a little bit more things. But when I went to go see him, like after a long time, he was like in a room, and then I was hearing music and it was beats playing, and I was like, man, I like this beat. And he was like, yeah, I make beats, because he used to DJ. That's what I used to be on. I used to DJ when I was younger. I was like 3 years old playing with those same like turntables out, so I was looking at it. But yeah, so I linked up with him, and then he put FL in front of my face. I was like, oh, I know how to use this a little bit. Like, I know how to use the pattern. You could just
piano roll.
Yeah, put the piano roll, and then at first I only just knew how to use the channel rack or something like that.
Right.
But then he like sat me down and was like, nah, make this. Because I always had an interest in it, because I like Pierre was like the GOAT for me, like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Like, I always used to watch him cooking up, because I was always so fascinated, like, how can you make something sound like this? Because I was so used to like Chief Keef. Like, that's when Chief Keef first came out, that's when I started like dabbling into listening to my own music, not just something my mom was playing. And it's crazy because my mom put me on the Chief Keef.
Ironically.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
So
dope.
I feel like a lot of my music influence stems from what she used to listen to, but I still got like what I want to listen to into it. But after like 2015, like after like 2016, like when Cardi first came out, Uzi came out, Kodak, like Nudie was rapping back then too as well. Like, a lot of these rappers, Pierre was producing for, and I was like, how can you make something sound like this? It sounds like way different. And I was just so fascinated, so I just looked up type beats. Then I was like, all right, I want FL. So how do you crack FL or something like that? And I had like a janky Chromebook from the CPS Chromebook, and I was trying to figure out how to put it on there. But then I met him. I mean, not met him, but like I saw him again after a while, and then I would say like a day into it, I just started making beats, and then I made my first beat, and then it was just up from there.
Exactly.
He let me have a computer. He gave me a big, like, stupid 12-inch sub. I just started making beats with that.
That's dope.
Then, like, I would say a year ago, I invested to my own computer, and then I just been going up.
That's the next step, you know.
Because I still had that old computer when I met you. I showed you that GQ type beat, and then you gave me the advice, and I just stuck with it. Just kept going.
That's dope. I don't remember. Do you remember what I told you?
You told me, it was like, your beats is hard. You just turn 808s down and experiment a little bit more what you want to do. I was like, all right, bet.
That's dope. Oh, I appreciate you remembering that, man. So that's awesome. That makes me feel good as an older head, you know, and especially in the music game, man. You know, I've been blessed to. I mean, I've been producing for like 4 years, but been in it long enough, and you know, as an artist too, you being an artist producer, you can really figure out how to like where things fit in the mix and whatnot, you know. So yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad that I was able to help you on your journey, man. That means a lot to me.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, and you're just playing some new. Actually, I've got to send that to Dan. You were playing some of your music, you know, some of your beats, and definitely improvement, you know.
Playing some on release, yeah.
You definitely have your own sound to it, you know, and definitely your sound is something that I gravitate towards too, because I really like those. I don't even know what kind of cosmic melodies that you have.
Like I don't know what to call it, because like that's why I struggle like uploading beats, because I was like, I don't know who can I put type beat. Like it's my type beat. I don't know what to put, and I don't really like making like artist specific beats, because then after a while all of them start sounding the same, and then you're gonna be like, what are you making beats for? Then you're just making stuff that people already made. It's supposed to be your art, your craft.
Yeah.
So like I try to like somebody really told me this when I was working at Nike, because I used to work at Nike downtown.
Nike the Nike Town.
Yeah,
That's
Nike,
dope.
I used to
That's
work
dope.
there, and it was like a producer artist, right? He's like what you do. He was like, you need to have somebody know it's your beat without having a tag. And I stuck with that the whole time, and I just kept perfecting my craft, kept listening to like different music. That's why I listen to underground, because it's like it's the new wave. Like,
For sure.
yeah, 808 Mafia, like Southside, Metro Boomin, they're all the ghosts, but like they already have their way. They
It's
don't
already
need nobody
established.
to make their beats, because they already make millions of their beats.
Yeah.
Like, and they already have people who already like perfect their craft as well.
Yeah.
So like, start your own wave. Be consistent with it. You never know who's gonna rap on it. There's like 1,000,001 artists.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna rap on it. It don't matter if it gets 20 views. Somebody's rapping on your beat.
Yeah.
You gotta be grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And so, like, are you, so you said you had a beat on YouTube. Are you, like, consistently trying to put beats up on YouTube? Or?
It's crazy because, like, I just started uploading, like, 3 days ago. But it's like,
Okay.
I always had that, like, dilemma. Like, oh, I wasn't good enough. Like, I used to hear other type beats. Like, nah, I don't want to upload it because it might be trash.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, like, just keep putting out trash. So I just, like, for 3 years, kept working. I sent beats to my homies. All my homies rap on it. I never dropped it. They'll drop their music that they drop on my beats. They say it was hard, but like, you know, when your homie say it's hard, it's like your homie. Like,
Right.
you can know it's hard, but like, you want like satisfaction.
The
Like,
outside,
this
that
is
they're-
hard from
yeah,
another person. Like, yeah, this is hard.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people start telling me it was hard. A lot of people start telling me, bro, just drop. I was, and I used to tell my artists, I'm like, my homie Shamuski, talented, very talented, doesn't drop. He has not one song dropped by him. He has his homies. He got features with like Lagucci. He drops for him. Like on PPE Massacre, he dropped the song for him. Like, because he doesn't drop, but he's so talented. He got the vocals. He's different from like a Chicago artist, if you want to say it like that. But he's really talented. He just doesn't drop.
Yeah.
And I can't really be preaching something I don't practice.
Right.
So. And I'm only getting old. I'm about to turn 21. I don't want to be 25 like that. What if I uploaded that when I was 17?
Yeah.
Where would I been at right now?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Exactly, so.
And let me tell you, man, no, you're absolutely right, dude. Like, YouTube, bro, is like one of the, I've said this a few times on the show, but like YouTube is one of the best creations of like human history, dude. And there's so many like different ways of utilizing it. And like, my advice to you, bro, at this point would be like, if you're trying to like put your beats up on YouTube, like do it. Like, they're like, if you're worried about quality, like don't worry about that.
Yeah,
you know, like,
that's what I came to realize, because like after studying it for like 3 years, like just 3 years sitting in my room cooking up. I wasn't outside. I was cooking up. Sometimes I wouldn't be feeling it. I would take mental breaks. I realized the purpose of mental breaks. Like, you need a break.
Have to.
Like, yeah, you want to grind out 6-7 beats a day. I can't even do that no more.
Yeah.
Like, when I first started making beats, I was back to back.
Yeah, because you got that motivation.
Now it takes me like 2 hours just to make like a beat. It would be good, but like 2 hours, and then I have to go to work after.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I gotta export it, and I gotta upload it. Like, I'm not gonna complain about it, because like it's a blessing I get to do that in the first place. But like, I want to go crazy with it, so I have to do this. I'm not trying to work my whole life. I'm not trying to do that. I didn't go to college, so I don't have no degree, and you know the stigma of not having a degree. So I just want to get rich, not get rich, but wealthy.
Yeah. So you can facilitate the moves that you want to facilitate.
Yeah, and you gotta have that mentally before you do it physically.
Yeah. But the thing is too, man, don't get discouraged about like not having a college degree, especially if you're doing music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in this day and age, man. I mean, it's definitely a bonus to have. Like I personally have a degree. Dan has a degree. We went to school together. It's great. You know, it's awesome to have that piece of paper, but that doesn't solidify like, oh, you know, you're gonna get a job here, wherever. You know,
I don't really believe in college, because I went to Walter Payton, and there was like a really go to college, go to a big name college, go to U of I, or go to Iowa, or go to UCLA or something like that. Like, and I was the only one. Like, I'm not going to college. I don't really care about that. I don't really care about school. I want to like know about finances, equity, like things rich people do. Like, I'm not trying to be no doctor, and doctors are not the richest people in the world. They don't got that degree.
Yeah.
I don't really need that.
Yeah.
But I want to perfect what my talent is. This is what I'm good at. So I might as well go crazy with it.
Exactly. And it's good that you're thinking about that, thinking like that early, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because it's like, you know, Dan and I have both seen it. You know, it's like you can go to school and, like, you can get a 4-year degree, but throughout that whole time, like, you can major in whatever, you know, but you may not be passionate in that, you know, like, and even if you are passionate in what you get a degree in, that, again, that doesn't certify that you're going to get a career right away, you know. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, and so, like, being an entrepreneur is not an easy task. But at
It's
the end of
not everybody could be an entrepreneur. And people can't realize that. Not everybody could be a boss. Not everybody could do that. It's okay though, but like, it's not cut out for everybody. Find something that you're good at and perfect it. Because like, if you find something you're good at and you already like, it's gonna be easier than something that you don't like.
For sure. For sure. You're just gonna wake up every day and be like, oh, I hate my life.
That's how I feel about work. Like, I'm not trying to feel like that all the time. There's no purpose for that.
Absolutely.
It's draining.
Yeah.
Preach.
Takes away your time, takes away your energy.
You
from what
can't,
you really
like,
wanna
especially
do.
like the type of job I got. Every time I'm mandatory Saturdays. Like, damn, who wants to come in on a Saturday night? Like, trying to go cook up, make some beats, do something, go crazy. Like,
yeah. But it's all about all that. It's all part of the process, you know. And I think, from a producer standpoint, you know, or just being a musician or entrepreneur, it's all similar, the same thing, you know. Like, we've talked about it on the show before too. It's just like, you know, as much as you can go hard and grind at what you truly want to do and be passionate about, at the end of the day, like, there's just those middle points in time where, you know, especially when you're starting out, where, you know, unfortunately we do have to work those jobs, you know, because it's like, unless you're able to, you know, get those clients of people that are willing to spend money on your beats every few weeks, every month, whatever, you know, or have a good deal, good contract, you know, where you're getting paid. Otherwise, it's all on you, you know, and it just takes time. But at the end of the day, like, you know, it's
gonna be worth it.
It's gonna be worth it. You're gonna get your studio, and
and especially with like that selling beats, like, I realized that when I first started, like, just now, it's not just now, but like coming on to me, it's just like, don't worry about that buck. Don't worry about selling this beat. Don't worry about, oh, I have to sell this beat. Don't get this beat out. Like, who cares, bro? Just 5 years later, you're gonna be like, I already spent that $30 for somebody's for the beat. So like, it don't really even matter, just as long as somebody just hops on it.
For sure.
Because once somebody hops on it and then they post it, it's up forever. Like, that's your work forever up there. Now. And now you could just look back at it, because you could get money back, you can't get no time back.
Yeah, for real. And connections, networking, you know.
You get that relationship. It's about who you know.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, man. That's all the music industry really is you know, like, you can be going the hardest, you know, doing great things as a producer or whatever, but it's like, if you don't know certain people that can help put you in better positions or help put you out, like, farther in the public eye to see your craft, you know, it's gonna be tough, you know. It's not impossible, but
and that ties back into that beat maker versus producer thing. Like, really good.
So what would you define as your sound?
I would say, like, trap underground. Like, I don't want to really say trap underground, because I do make a lot of melodic. That's when I first started making, like, a lot of melodic Uzi, Nick Mira type sounding. But I feel like I'm like a mixture of, like, a lot of producers. Like, I have a little bit of underground in me. I have a little bit of, like, I would say Pyrex or like ATL Jacob, but like at the same time, it's like how I would think about how I'll make it. Like, so I really can't. That's why I struggle with making type beats, because like, I can't really like put a sound to it unless I know, like, oh, this is a Yeet type beat, or this is a Can type beat, or Cardi type beat. So like, it's different when you're not making what's hot, because then you're not gonna know what to name it, because then it's like, what can I name it? It's my beat. That's why I used to like just send beats out to my homies that rap. I didn't really network. I don't really like talking to people, but I have to get out that bubble. Yeah. Because like I said, it's who you know. I know a lot of people, but like, I want to know people in different states. I have connections with other people for studio, producers, collaborations. I want to collaborate with more people, even though I just be in my crib just making beats. But it'll be easier for me if I just be like, oh, I'll get a loop from my homie that I met in Texas or something like that, on Insta or something like that. So I feel like it just make everything better.
Yeah, for sure. What's good about you too, man, is that you're being an introvert, you're so, and I can relate with this, is you're so like honed into what you're doing, right? And it's like there's a certain, I mean, again, you're never gonna get comfortable, but there's a certain standard of how you want your beats to sound, right? Like it's not in terms of the sound itself, but like the quality of the beat, the formula of it, you know.
That's why I got a lot of unfinished beats because it couldn't be up to my standards. But a lot of people be like, "This is hard. I don't know why you stopped making it." I don't really like it.
Yeah.
Especially when you like got writers or creators block, because it's be like you're just sitting there trying to create a melody you're thinking too hard about. I struggle with that. That's why I take mental breaks. I'll take like 3-4 weeks off. And then come back, make 3 beats, and then do another week off or something like that. Or I'll go 4 days, 5 days in a row just making beats. It's just how I'm feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you have to, as a producer, you really have to like be self-aware of that, you know. And it's like there's gonna be those times where you're just like not feeling it, but at the same time you're like, damn, I have to make a beat. Like I have to make a beat. If I don't make a beat, I feel like I'm wasting time, this, that, whatever. But like you said, you could open up that beat, start doing it, and it's just like it's mundane, you know.
You can't do nothing.
Yeah, you're thinking too much.
Especially like I said earlier, like I work at night and I'm only creative at night. So I don't really want to blame it on that, but like it just throws me off. I can make a beat in the daytime, but I just like being in the dark. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I feel, man, something about being in the dark and just cooking up, creating, like whether, like for me, bro, it's the same thing, that or like video edit, like those technical computer things,
especially video editing, like doing, like I don't, he tried to teach me how to do it. It's so tedious, and it's like you have to sit there and watch the same clip. You gotta make that transition perfect. If you don't, it's gonna throw the whole thing off. You're gonna beat that. Yeah, man, no, that's a whole other storm in itself. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, it's being a producer is not easy, man. I feel like it's one of probably, if not the most like underappreciated, you know. But I feel like now it's like a lot of people's tags are like very popular. A lot of people, especially like Weezy, like I was listening to a podcast, it was like he didn't even want the beat unless I put the tag in it. Like you make your name, especially when you got your own sound, you have your name, and that's like your sound. Like Pierre, he has his sound. He can put his
you want to come out
exactly. He could put that tag in. He could put that tag in the beginning of every single beat, and people will click on it and listen to it because it just has that tag. Yeah. So I feel like nowadays is making more of it. Makes more of the beat. It makes more of the song now. Like especially how artists like go around it and they influence that into it. Like they even shout out the producer on the track. So like a lot of people, I feel like, getting appreciated, but it's still underappreciated at the same time. Same thing with engineers too. I feel like Avion really paved the way of like engineers getting props because he used to always put his tag in the beginning.
See, you know what's crazy, dude, is because I have I got a couple of people that I know that record with him, and similarly enough, like I had a homie that was on the show. Shout out Swank Sinatra.
Shout out Swank.
He recorded on one of my beats, and he sent me back the track, and it threw me off because the engineer threw it, which was cool. I had no problem with it, but I had never heard that before. I'd never like.
It's different.
Yeah,
I like that because it's different. And now when another engineer does it, I got it from Avion.
Yeah, for sure, and that's clutch for him because now boom, you know, it's like me as like in my me as an artist, I I know who he is now. I can go to the studio, you know. Exactly. So how many other artists are doing the same thing? So that's dope. How you doing, Boss Dan?
Oh, I'm doing well. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, shouts out leaving you out. I'm sorry.
No. I'm always a fly on the wall in these conversations with the music. I love to just take in and learn things from what other artists and producers have to say about these things. DJ Q86 said, "Shout out to Sonii for doing his thing. Keep it up, man."
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And my friend Coop tried to snake me on a baseball thing, but we'll get into that later. He tried to get me, but I did a Twitter search while the camera was off me, so you're not slick, Coop. You're not slick.
Well, yes, sir. Now, I do want to get it, even if we have to do the last segment and Sonii has to dip, you know, we can talk some baseball.
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
But yeah, so Sonii, is there, I'm trying to see where do I want to go? Where do you feel like your next steps are as a producer? You know, you've been working for about 3-4 years now. creating your
Still
sound,
so young.
getting to that point. Still so young. You know, it's beautiful that you only.
It's crazy. I be feeling like I'm old.
You got an old soul to you too, and you got the deep voice, which doesn't help. You know, but
Yeah,
it's a
I get
good
that
thing.
lot.
You know, it's a good thing to have that older soul presence. But yeah, you know, I feel like you're at a point now, and I can. We're as a producers, we're kind of timeline similar. You know, so I can see where you're at, and it's like, you know, you're at that point where you got the sauce. You know, there's no question about it.
I feel like it's like crunch time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is like the perfect opportunity for perfect time, like to go crazy with it. Cause
Yeah.
like, I'm about to turn 21. I want to see where I'm at 25.
For
Feel me?
sure.
So I feel like
It's
if
a
I
lot of
start right
time.
now, doing the same thing I'm doing, and over 3 years you're gonna see improvement. If you don't see improvement, you're not doing it right. You're not. You shouldn't be able to wait 3 years and see that you're not doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
It should be apparent like the first 6-7 months. I'm not having no progress.
Yeah.
Then you need to fix something. You need to find something internally. It's not
Mhm.
stop blaming stuff on anything else.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I feel like it's time for me to like evolve and like my sound. Like I have a nice sound, but like I feel like I have some weaknesses, especially like some melodies I want to recreate, or like I want to go to like more ambience, more like in depth, like spacey.
Yeah.
Like I make a lot of trap rage, like that's cool and all, but I want to go to like more melodic. I want to listen to something that's like beautiful. I want to make something like that, because I listen to a lot of beats like that. Like an artist that comes to mind is like Jace, because he's like regalia type beats, like Final Fantasy type beats.
Dope.
And I was always fascinated by that, because I used to hear like in Naruto, you used to hear like the flutes and like the emotional pianos and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, I always want to recreate
Some
that.
like Kingdom Hearts
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
going on.
Like I love my
Yeah.
trap. That's where I got my sound from. But like I want to incorporate that into different melodies. I want to experiment a little bit more. You feel me? I also want to network a little bit more, get out there. Like I have to change something, because nothing's been changing really, because I've been doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's time to do something different,
I feel you.
evolve,
Absolutely.
and mature a little bit more.
And you will. You're at that that awkward age, you know, where
Especially 20.
especially
Yeah,
20.
20
20
is
just
very-
just hit different. I don't know what it is about it, but like if you don't really got a mindset for it, it could really like mess you up mentally.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fake because my cousin really told me that, but like it really do hit you. You gotta go through them nights by yourself, like thinking, and not get discouraged.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
keep going.
Yeah, because when you hit 20, it's like, okay, I'm not in the teens anymore, you know, but it's like,
I'm not yet fully an adult, but
I
it's
still
about to
can't
come
legally
right there.
drink.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
yeah,
But like I used to always ask for it, so now I'm here. So now what are you gonna do about it?
right. Yeah, and that's the thing is you continue to, once you hit like 21, 22, bro, like after that, everything else is just kind of phase into itself, you know, because when you're growing up and you know, through the teen years, whatever, it's like I feel like every year is like its own, you know.
It's like an era.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an era.
Exactly.
That's how I used to go about it. Like now I'm in the era of like what am I about to do? So I'm set up for life. I'm straight. My family gonna be straight. My girl gonna be straight.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna be straight. So that's how I want to be. I want to be good now. Have it mentally, because you gotta have it mentally first before you have it at all. So once I get that down packed and just keep going, it's gonna be in my face. I like a good quote my football coach used to tell me: "Love the process will love you back."
Yeah.
And I stuck with that.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's so easy as an artist, and whether you're a producer or whatever, to be like, oh, you know, to see the end goal, and that's what I want to accomplish, and, you know, but so many people in doing that forget exactly what you just said. You know, it's like, whether it's that studio session that we were at like last year, where it's like, okay, yeah, you know, there's obviously a lot of improvement, but at the same time, like this session is so crucial to get to the next step where you can be better, and that's
It's
you know,
about every little step. Because you can't really just always think about the bigger picture. You gotta go through it every day, day by day by day. But you always gotta have that end goal in the back of your head. That way it'll be easier. You take that one step, all right, boom, I'm cool with this. Go to the next step. That way you won't stress yourself out always thinking, oh, I'm not here yet. yet. Just take it day by day.
Yeah.
You'll be good. Just keep going.
Comparison is the worst, you know, just especially with the social media, it's so easy.
Especially with social media, that's what like messed a lot of people head up. It's like you comparing, oh, he has this or she has this, I don't have that. It creates a lot of hate, a lot of envy.
For real.
A lot of mental
Oh,
problems.
yeah.
A lot of everything right now.
Facts.
And especially, if I feel like with you guys too, like our age, yes, but as the younger kids are getting older, and you guys like grew up, because like we're 26, you know, so like I don't know, I don't want to put specific numbers, but I feel like with us, like we really got a good mix of like going outside, old school, kind of grow up, but at the same time, like we were growing up with
that new
technology, growing. Whereas with you guys being, 6-7 years younger, it's
just when it first came out.
yeah, it's like really more ingrained with you guys and a part of you, and I feel like in a social aspect,
it plays a big part.
how elaborate on that? How for yourself is it a big part?
Not for myself essentially,
just
but like
what you
for like
see.
a lot of people my age, like
Yeah,
having that look or that image or being perceived a certain type of way eats people up, and they do stuff they don't realize that they're doing,
Yeah.
and then you just look like Boo Boo the Fool.
for real.
So I don't really like social media. That's why I really didn't upload beats and stuff. But like I have to go through that. It's ways you could go through it without dealing with all the BS.
Yeah,
So I just go through it like that. 'Cause as long as you don't pay attention to nobody, it don't really matter. People gonna talk. I'm gonna talk too, but like I know what's happening.
yeah.
My girl know what's happening. My peoples know what's happening. So it's like,
That's all that matters.
who cares?
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And yeah, no, I feel you, bro. Because I get so frustrated with social media, and it's just like everyone feels like you just have to post not every obviously, but it's like you see a lot of things on social media that you
Every
just
fit,
don't need to see. You feel
Every
me?
piece of money
Yeah,
and
yeah.
any piece of jewelry, trying to look cool for the
Yeah.
girls. I don't
Yeah.
know. Especially like growing up in the city, like I feel like it plays a big part.
For sure.
Like because like that's how everybody knows each other. It's through social media.
Yeah.
Before you just had to be outside. Now you could be on Facebook. Oh, I know her from Facebook.
Exactly.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like Chicago's the biggest, smallest city.
For
If
real.
that makes sense.
For
Like
real.
everybody and their mama know each other.
Yeah.
Or if they don't know you, they know somebody that know you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what's cool about the music scene, though. you know?
That's why I take advantage of it, because it's one of my passions. So now I could really just use it to my advantage.
Absolutely. Good.
Yeah.
I just don't want. I never want to.
No.
You got questions?
You guys,
I don't
no,
wanna
you guys
go
are doing fine. If I have a question, I will ask it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm trying to think of the next good question.
No, you're good. You're good, man. No, for sure.
So what high school you went to?
I went to Lane Tech.
Oh yeah.
So I could feel obviously different schools, but I feel you on the selective enrollment.
Yeah.
And they're telling you, oh, do this, do that. You gotta, for college and whatever.
Especially my school, it was just like draining. Like, why do
Really?
you have to deal with this? Like, why do I have to be in a class full of people that I'm not like? That's why I feel like I wasn't an introvert at first. I always wanted to be outside. I was like kicked it with people, but like coming from, because I went to Disney. I went to Walt Disney.
Oh, really? Okay, for sure.
So,
Yeah, I almost went there.
So coming from there, you get like, I don't want to put it like this, but like coming from school with black people in, and then going to school with no black people in.
Yeah.
So it's like a big difference, but it also opened my eyes. Like, this is real life.
Really? So you're saying that Walter Payton didn't have a lot of black people there?
Not really. It was
Really?
like 15, 20% of the class. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, like, as the freshman class came in, they like extended the building, but like my freshman class, or like my class, it was like 300 people,
Right.
400 people, I think. And then out of that 400 people, it was about, say, like 40, 50 black people in that class.
Right.
So it's like, it puts you in perspective, like, not everything's gonna be like what you're used to.
For sure.
Especially like, I'm Hispanic, so I come from a Hispanic
Really?
house.
That's
so,
dope.
Yeah, so like, yeah, my mom's black, but she's like half Jamaican, half Guatemalan, so she wasn't even born here. So like,
Yeah.
my upbringing was different than the other black person upbringing. So I'm seeing a lot of different perspectives on everything.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like I'm the way I am right now, because Hispanic household, black school, then go to a white school.
Yeah,
And
you see
then
it all.
You see everything. Like, and that really prepared me for the real world, because
Yeah.
a lot of people just be soft. They don't really have these encounterments or have these conversations with people and don't listen. Like, there's 1,000,001 perspectives, but like, everybody wants to be in their way.
Yeah. Everybody wants to hear themselves talk, and they don't
But
want
like, I don't know, I'm kind of grateful for it, even though I hated it, because like, now I know how to operate.
For sure.
I know how to adjust and adapt to everything. Now I'm around because I be around a lot of things.
Yeah. You've seen a lot of things.
Yeah,
You've
I've
been
seen
around a lot of
things,
different stuff.
A lot of different cultures as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you, man. That's cool. That's really cool. I'm biracial as well. I'm Mexican and Irish. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So no one's gonna understand the perspective of a biracial person or
Unless they are biracial,
unless
like-
you are, because
like,
it's
different. Like,
you're never gonna fit in one box.
Exactly.
You know.
but like I learned that I don't need to fit in a box because I was that person in high school. Like, yeah, I go kick it with like the popular kids,
Cool with
and
everybody.
then go watch some anime with the anime kids, or like go play video game at the video game club, then go play chess, then go
Yeah.
play football after that.
Yeah.
Like, I was always able to adjust, but like after a while, I just stopped liking people,
Yeah.
and then turned to introvert.
Yeah, for sure. You become a social loner. That's why.
Yeah, you
You
call
know?
like that. Yeah,
You know, you have no problem with being social and going out, but at the same time,
I just don't
you're
choose
comfortable-
it.
Yeah, you're comfortable with being yourself and doing
Being
your
around
thing.
my people. You feel me?
Yeah.
I like sticking to my crowd because like they gonna tell you the real. A lot of other people is gonna tell you something that you want to hear, but people that you with every single day, they gonna get annoyed of you. If
Yeah.
they still with you when you're annoying them, then that's really your homies,
It's
really
real.
your partner or whoever.
Yeah.
If they deal with your annoyingness, and then they gonna tell you when you're wrong, you're right, or
Right.
something.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. It's real. You know, at the end of the
Mhm.
day, you just good or bad terms. You know, as long as you just like communicating and. You know, like you said, keeping it real, telling them what it is. You know, it's
Right.
like if you're real homies and is loyal, you know, all that. You know, it's like you'll understand. You know,
Mhm.
one way or another. Speaking of homies, I'm curious, how'd you link up with Lil Lee?
Through gang JoJo, that's my boy.
Shout out JoJo. Yep.
Yeah, I met JoJo when he's in 8th grade, so I was a freshman.
Okay.
So, and like that like for a minute, but I met E like sophomore, junior year one time, because that was JoJo's like homie, like blood, not blood, but like that's his blood, like we all brothers. Like,
Yeah.
so I met him through him, and then we just like clicked, like we was just cool. Like I first met him, he was looking at me, he was like, you mixed. I was like, he was the first person I ever said that. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, how you know that? He was like, I don't know, you just look like it. He was funny, but like that was the first time I ever went to his
Yeah.
crib. You know how people, when another person brings somebody to the crib, it's like you kind of on edge, like.
See what's up.
But he was cool. He was chill with it, and then we just being real recognized real. So
Yeah.
we been together, been in the mud together. So that's my brother.
That's dope. Have you guys linked up, made music since? I haven't seen.
Nah, we got
in a
like
year.
our relations like we just like homies. We just go chill with each other. Like
Yeah.
pull up to my crib, just chill. Like
That's dope.
it's just that I don't even be talking. I talk about music, but I talk about him, like his
Mhm.
music. I don't really care about him rapping on my beats. I just want him to make music.
Right.
Like I want all my artists, like homies, I want all of them to make music. I don't even care if it's on my beat. Just put something out.
Yeah, for
You feel
sure.
me? Like I don't really care about. Oh, you're not rapping on my beats. Yeah, you're not rapping on my beats. I'm gonna feel some type of way, obviously, but like I'm not gonna care. I'm just gonna stop messing with you.
Right.
I'm not gonna say, don't make this song because it's not on my beat. Nah, make this song if it's hot. It's hot. I listen to music. I don't really care
For sure. Yeah.
as long as it sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna play it regardless, so it don't
Yeah.
really matter.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like if you're building a team, you know, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, even with myself, like being an artist producer, like I don't want to hop on like all of my beats. You know, I want to work with other producers. You know, so it's like with your homies, artist homies, it's like they definitely, you know, are gonna want to work with you, but then it's still cool to like diversify the sound and work with other producers as well. You
Mhm.
know, and as a producer, it's just like you gotta understand that, you know, and not feel salty. But
Yeah,
I think,
because I don't want them to feel salty because I'm sending other artists beats.
right,
Because then that's just holding me back.
Right.
And then that's holding you back.
right,
There's no purpose of that. There's too
Yeah.
much music to be made.
mm,
You feel me? As long
Yeah.
as we could not collaborate, but as long as we coming together with something.
yeah, yeah,
Like I feel like we really got the dream team. We just life hitting all of us at the same time.
yeah, for
So
sure.
it's cool though. But like
Yeah.
we really got a dream team.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to go crazy with it. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
And again, man, you guys are young, and I'm telling you, dude, like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't predict what's gonna happen, but I can at the same time tell you, like, y'all are at that point where it's like, okay, you know, you're past high school, you're past that, and now you're figuring yourselves out, figuring
Figuring out
those.
life. Like
Uh-huh.
life hit different. Out of high
Uh-huh.
school,
You're growing, you know?
Crazy. Life really smack you, especially if you don't go to college.
Exactly.
That's why I feel bad for people
Yeah.
who really go to college and then they gotta wait till like they're 23 or 24 for
And
life
that
to
smacks
really
you.
hit you.
Either way, you gonna get smacked.
And
once
then
you
you're
out.
getting smacked with 50K in debt, like thing.
Yeah.
My bad, but
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. That's fair. You're not wrong. So
Absolutely. But and it's funny too, man. Because I don't have that much in debt, but definitely got a good chunk in debt. And it's like before you actually start paying, you're like, oh my god, like you're just like dreading it, you know. But I don't know, man. It's the same thing with like other bills and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like, once
you get used
older,
to it.
you know,
It's like maturing. You gotta grow
exactly.
up.
Get your
I'm
job,
paying bills right now too, so I definitely understand that.
get your money and whatnot. You
I just
know?
didn't want to go through all that, so I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
put up with it.
Absolutely. No, it's good, bro. I mean, you could have spent all this money on loans and not knowing what you're gonna go to school for, or know that you don't even want to be there, you know. And then it's like now you're in debt. You know, it's like it's okay to be in debt going to school if like you know that you're gonna be able to pay it off one way or another, you know. But it's like there's a lot of people that just go to school just because their parents told them they have to go to school, or they
Right.
just feel like they have to get that piece of paper. But it's like, don't waste your time, don't waste your money, because it's really not worth it if you're
If you really don't know what you're doing, just take the break.
Exactly.
Just get some money. Just take the
Exactly.
break. And then after like a year, 2 years, you still don't want to go to school, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Figure something out.
You could be like 40 years old and go
There's
to college.
there's a million and one ways you get rich. Do a
Yeah.
trade, do something, make yourself useful.
mm-hmm.
Like I feel like once you not making yourself useful, or like not useful, but like busy, you start to like, I don't know, you just don't feel right. I have to work in order for me to make some beats.
Mm-hmm.
Like because like if I'm always to the crib, then I'm like, damn, I can't really make nothing. And I'm just gonna lay down, not do nothing. So I gotta like stay busy
Yeah.
in order for me like to be productive.
Yeah.
You gotta stay productive, especially when I'm young. I don't want to be lazy.
Exactly.
Cause like a lazy young person, I'm lazy, but like not when I need to do something.
Form
Like,
bad habits.
when I'm lazy when I'm in the bed, when I'm waking up, yeah, like getting off work, yeah, but like I'm not the laziest person in the world.
Yeah.
I still get stuff done, like regardless. I'm gonna still get up, go to work, regardless. I'm still make a beat, go to the studio.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do something. I'm not just gonna sit around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You gonna say something?
No, I was thinking like where we going back to like the college thing. It's just like I think our society so much is just like has been, and like I think you were talking about with your school, how it's just like pushing kids to go to school, and just like it doesn't matter. Like they'll be like, it doesn't matter what you want to learn. Like just go to school, go to college. And then like there are kids who come out with degrees that just don't know what they want to do. So I totally respect people that pick up trades or like don't go to school and like just know what they want to do, or even just like don't go to school just because they don't want to waste that money, because that's totally fair. And I think just like as a society that we've like made college such a norm and
Normalized,
such like a it's so normalized for like every kid to. Because like if you'd say like, oh, like you're like for seniors, you'd be like, oh, what school are you going to next year? And you'd be like, the kids would be like, I'm not going to college next year.
That was I think it was school selection day, and everybody was, oh, I'm going to this school. They have all their college shirts on. I'm walking around in a hoodie, slides, some headphones on my laptop making beats.
Yeah.
Like it just put me in perspective. Like, what are these people really thinking about? What are their priorities? Like a lot of these people really just went to school just to party.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of them. Yeah, for sure.
Like, do what you want with your money. You can do whatever you want regardless, but I know what I'm gonna do. Don't try to convince me to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
That was my main message in high school.
And that's the problem with school at the end of the day, dude. It's like the school system is that
It's so janky.
it's janky. It
Very janky.
Especially CPS. Like,
Yeah.
garbage. Like I went to my school with high expectations because I shadowed Loyola, like Academy. Then I got into my school. Then I came in. I'm like, bro, this is the same lunch I was just eating in elementary school. This is worse.
Yeah.
Give me mashed potatoes and gravy. Like, bro, I'm not about to eat this prison food.
Yeah, man.
But I miss it a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's always
moments. There's always moments where you go back and you're like, dang, I wish I could be that young again. Like, I mean, I'm always the victim of hindsight 2020, being like, if I did this and if I did this. But then, like, at the same time, you got to look at where you've been, and like, some of the things I did in high school led me to this point in Chicago. Like, if I did something else in high school, maybe I wouldn't have come to Chicago in general. So like, you know what I mean? So like,
everything's a blessing when you look at it later on. That's why every hard struggle I go through, I just be like, whatever, it'll be better. It's probably for the best right now. I just don't like it. But when I look back at it later, it'll probably be the best.
For real, you know, and it's crazy when you look back on, you know, times where we're going through hardships, and then it's like, you know, there's gonna be the aspect where it's like, dang, like that sucked, you know, that was really hard. But at the same time, like, you know, you find those silver linings. It was like, I was meant to go through this, you know.
Blessings in the sky.
Exactly. As hard as it was, it's like I can look back now and be like, dang, I learned something from it. You know, it made me better. Even
and then you're gonna be stuck with it the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in mistakes. Just make your mistakes. Just don't make them twice.
Yeah. Oh, and being an entrepreneur, bro, like, you have to embrace that. You know, like you are going to make mistakes. You know.
And I'm really into like finances, so I want to be like a realtor, a broker. Nice. I want to have real estate. I want to have a lot of assets, a lot of returns on my investments. Like, I'm really like deep into that. So like, when I combine that with my music, I feel like I'm gonna be in the greatest position.
Exactly. Because that's just all gonna fund and pay basically your music career. You know.
Because that's how I feel like the downfall of a lot of these rappers and like people who come from no money to having all of a sudden 6 figures. They don't know what to do with that. Yeah, I'm preparing myself so when it happens, I'm gonna be straight. Yeah. And then I won't have to worry about, if I don't make this beat, I'm not gonna eat. Now I could be worried about I can make a beat and it's gonna feed everybody.
Exactly. And I mean, man, you can make one beat, you know, like you can have one beat that just pops off and blows, bro, and then you know,
won't have to, like Metro. You stopped making beats for like 3-4 years and then came back out of nowhere.
Yeah, but he's still making money off of all the different tracks. Exactly. You feel me? Royalties,
sort of grind,
all that. Absolutely. Grind. So you'll get there, man. Absolutely.
And I'd be looking at all the studio sessions, and I'd be like, I don't really see people like under like 23, 24 up in there. And besides like the artists, like all the engineers, all like the producers, people behind the scenes, they're all older. So that's why I don't really be tripping that I'm not in that position. Like, I want to be in that position, but like I'm still young. Still got a lot of growing. I wish I could just be in that position just to observe it. I don't even want to say nothing. I just want to look and just listen. And then watch how they operate and go do my own thing.
Yeah, bro. You trust me, man, because I mean, I've, you know, now that I'm 26, you know, and I've already been past the point. Okay, I'm gonna be at 24. I'm gonna be here, or at 23. I'm gonna be, you know, it's like for you, dude, like. Definitely have goals and be like, okay, I would like to have this or that or be there at this age, but it's like, don't let that discourage you, you know, don't let that be a limiter of like, oh dang, I didn't hit it at this point, so I'm a failure, you know. It's just like, just keep reaching, bro, just keep growing. And
that's how I feel like 18 and 19 was, because I was like always like, oh, I'm gonna do this before I'm 21.
Right.
I'm turning 21 next week.
Right. Like dang.
It don't matter, bro. Just find out where you're at, know where you're at, have some self-awareness, be realistic with yourself. Stop like putting out excuses, be realistic and be grateful for what you're doing right now. For sure. Like, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm happy where I'm at. I want to have more. I would like to have more. I'm going to work for the more. I'm going to work for it. But I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't do it no more. Or like, I'm not where I'm at, so it don't even really matter no more. Like, no, I just keep going. Because I'm young. Even when you're 30, you're still young.
For sure. Even when you're 40, you're young. 50, you know, like, absolutely.
So I just want to be straight regardless. And I got to have that mentally.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty fascinating, dude, that you're, 20 years old thinking like this, you know?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because
it's like, I'm not trying to, like, keep that cycle going. Like, my family only really been here for, like, 2 generations. My mom's and then mine. Yeah. So like, we're just freshly here, but like we're doing good for people who just came here. But like, I'm trying to be straight. Yeah. So my generations after me is gonna be straight.
Yeah. You know the struggle of your ancestors.
Golden child. I feel like I'm that golden child, and I feel like I could do it.
I feel that.
My family's small, so like I don't really gotta worry about like random cousins, because like it's always been just 5 of us.
5 cousins.
Nah.
5 what? Family members?
Just family members.
That's dope.
Me, grandma, mom. Just got a little sister like 6 years ago.
Shout out.
Yeah, so like, I got like my family friends. That was my family too. But I already know who they are. They're still around me to this day. It's like, if you're not around me still to this day, then it's like, what are you doing? I don't really talk to you, so like, I don't really have to worry about you.
Yeah, for sure.
It might sound bogus, but like,
gotta keep it real. Exactly. You gotta
be 100 with it.
Yeah, that's the thing with families too. A lot of family members aren't gonna keep it 100. You feel me? Especially when you're doing this music stuff, dog. Like, you know, you can really be on your own little island with it. But
let's react to some beats.
React with some beat. Okay, bet. Well,
Before I head out of here.
okay, because you gotta go. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's Boston. We'll play the NSP mix for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Let the people listen to some music. I'm gonna send these beats that Sonii sent me, and we'll come right back in a couple minutes. I'm bumping some Sonii. Okay. So stay tuned with us over here on Northside Plugged. Appreciate everybody listening to us, tuning in, watching. And again, apologize by our later start, technical difficulties, but we're here. Been a great interview so far, and we're gonna give y'all some of that new music. So stay tuned with us. We're gonna be right back.
Know some niggas that's really bout it. They really valid. Phone them steady taking shit. He got a talent. Hard trust my own homies. It be a challenge. Sipping holy water, fresh out the chalice. It wasn't a car, just left from the shop to get them balanced. Run up a check, I've been too high and check my balance. And I can't do a lot of drugs, she say I'm wildin'. She up all night, we do late nights, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Hit him up. Okay, pick him up. Phone them said don't use no tune, told me switch it up. Mama, she ain't raise no fool, you won't get a crumb. Shit, when I move, I keep my tool like a stick of gum. Give it up, yeah, make him give it up. He tryna box, he spin the block and we gon' send it up. No, I can't bump, I got this Glock, that shit jigging up. They say I'm hot, but I can't stop cause I ain't big enough. In a function, smoking real soft. Exotic got me on the moon, I'm seeing real stars. These niggas shifty, they be real odd. If they come get me, then it's 50, get the real charge. Know some niggas that's really bout it, they really valid. Phone them stay taking shit, he got a talent. Hard trust my own homies, it be a challenge. Sipping holy water, fresh out the chalice. Was on a car, just left from the shop to get them balanced. Run up a check, I've been too high and check my balance. And I can't do a lot of drugs, she say I'm wildin'. She up all night, we do late nights, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
Baby, don't pray for my love this time. Hey, hey, hey. Baby, don't pray for my love this time. Hey, hey, hey. Baby, don't pray for my love no more. Hey, no more. Baby, I don't wanna go out 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 no more. Baby, I wanna see you hop in the Benz. 3, 4, 5, 6 of your friends. Baby, I wanna see you hop in the pool. Go and take.
That was Sonii on the beat, going crazy.
Yes, sir.
You want to elaborate real quick? I know you got to get out of here, but you want to like talk about those beats real quick before we bounce?
Yeah, so the first one was the Zelda beat. I would say the inspiration behind that was I wanted to experiment with like regalia type beats. So I was on YouTube just listening, because I was just listening to people cooking up. I wasn't even listening to like no tutorial, because like tutorials only teach you so much.
Right.
And like when you actually trying to go do it, then you be stuck like, damn, how do you do this? So I want to say like I built this skill just listening to it, and then I could just figure out, because I've been doing it for so long. So the Zelda one, I was just playing with it, taking my time with the melody, making sure everything sounds right to my liking, and then I try to use like more realistic type sounds, mixing in with some like spacey type sounds. So it could correlate nicely. And then as far as like the drums, I wanted it more like groovy, but also I wanted to have like a turn up spot, like where the rapper could go crazy.
Yeah.
And that ties into like producing, because I want the artist to sound like that, because I feel like it'll sound hardest, just like that.
You know how you kind of want to fit give them room, the artist.
Yeah. Because the beat could determine the whole flow of the song.
For sure.
So I just want to make it easier.
Absolutely.
And
you do that well.
And then I would say, what was the second one? One Up. That was not One Up. Over the Sun.
Over the Sun. Yep.
I was on some like Uzi type vibe, and then I created a melody, and then I was just listening. I just felt like I was in space. So then I just chose everything that just made me feel like I was in outer space.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to tie into some like, I would say like DP beats. You know what that is? I want to put some of his style into it.
Nice.
And then I don't know, it just came together.
Yeah. It all comes together well, man. And it's cool to see your process. And
then the Yeet, the Up to Me one, I just wanted to experiment. I didn't want to make no like regular rage type beats, because all those beats be sounding the same, like all the Trippie Redd, Uzi, some of the Yeet, some of the Can. But I was really on like Summer's Can type of vibe and Yeet, but I wanted to like to twist it a little bit and make it my style, and I just came up with that.
Yeah, that was dope. I like the distortion of it, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to really sound like muddy and bring like, because SoundCloud's dead, so I want to bring like that back, that sound back.
Yeah. I think you will, man. And SoundCloud is definitely making a comeback, you know. And I feel like you're good in a good what's the
little bubble,
in the bubble
gray
of it,
area.
to get back into it. Yeah, for sure. Well, Sonii, man, we don't want to hold you up too long. We don't want to make you late. You feel me? I want to get some pictures of you before we dip out too.
For sure.
Really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Of course,
absolutely.
Of course.
I can make a couple shout outs.
Please
do.
Shout out whole gang. Shout out OTG. Shout out JoJo E. Samuski. Oh boy Sad. Shout out Mexico. Shout out Lil Gucci. Shout out Pride Dunk. Shout out my lady. She always holding me down. You feel me? She also the reason why I'm like, she gotta hold me down.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. Shout out the whole gang. Dream Team. We all gonna be on top. Give us some time.
For sure. Where can the people listen to your music or check you out on
You can find me on YouTube, Sonii SVNII. On Instagram is SVNIIXO. I got all my links in my bio. So you just follow me on Instagram, you find everything, contact me. You want to collaborate, you want me to sing some beats, personalized beat packs, let me know. You could purchase beats on my BeatStars. So just hit me up. I got people's for videos, for editing, for photo shoots. Shout out Fluffy Shots too, the in-law. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. Well, as we extend to all of our new guests on Northside Plugged, you are now officially a part of our Northside Plugged family. We appreciate you. Absolutely. But you've already been a part of it, being our special
100th subscriber.
We don't forget the milestones like that. Absolutely. So expect that merch. We'll obviously be keeping in touch, but merch will definitely be on the way for you, my friend. Once we get our act together. But yeah, man, I'm really happy that we were able to make the show happen despite the technical difficulties.
Now you good. I'll be back soon.
Exactly. You'll be back soon. We'll have more time, and you'll have accomplished more in that next time. So
Yes, for sure, definitely.
Sonii, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This stream will be up right after we get off, so stick with us on our YouTube channel, Northside Plugged. We're on all social medias.
Subscribe, like, comment.
Absolutely.
Notification bell, all that.
Hit that notification bell. That's
Hit
the
that
key.
notification bell so you know when we go live on Thursdays.
Yes, sir.
So you can be notified when we live.
Maybe you see me again.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You will soon enough.
Close us out, Boss Dan the Man.
For Boss Dan, G Money G Note, for Sonii, everyone here at Northside Plugged and at Q4 Radio, we appreciate you all. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We'll talk baseball trade deadline next week because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm curious to see what happens because I don't know what the Red Sox are going to do. I don't know what the Cubs are going to do. I don't know what the White Sox are going to do. There's so much happening. Where's Juan Soto going to go? My friend Coop tried to snake me with a Soto leak in the chat while we were talking, so I had to double check. But he tried to catch me on something. But we'll be back next week to talk. So make sure you all tune in. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys so much for tuning in. All our listeners, we love you guys.
Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week on Northside Plug.
Yep.
Shout out Q4 Radio.
You dig.
Love you guys.
Deuces.
Damn.
Think I'll follow you cool. Baby, wanna see you throw it right. Go ahead, cause this the night. Baby, wanna see you throw it back. Go ahead and make this right. Big boy in the city, and I'm really ready. Pull off in that coupe, I'm really ready. Pull off in that Rari. She just wants to have some fun, okay? I'm down to have some fun. We hopping out the Uber X, we pulled up in the valley. Woman of my dreams, see you in my nightmares. When I close my eyes to sleep, I promise that she right there. Woman of my dreams, see you in my nightmares. When I close my eyes to sleep, I promise that she right there. Baby, I don't wanna go out no more. 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 When the sun don't shine, you're my saving light. Don't want you more. I don't need to know. Give me everything you got, everything that I need. Tell me where we went wrong. Cut me open, I'll bleed. Call me at just the right time. Caught you red-handed right now. Caught you red-handed right now. Caught you red-handed right now.
You really don't understand, do you?
No, I don't.
Hey, man, don't you realize in order for us to make this thing work, man, we've got to get rid of the pimps and the pushers and the prostitutes and then start all over again clean.
Yeah, get all that
Nobody's
shit.
pushing me anyway, okay?
Start from scratch.
I mean, not you, not the cops, nobody, man. I mean, you want to get rid of the pushers, I'll help you. But don't send your people after me.
I'm sending people. No, we're sending
John,
people.
can't you see that we can't get rid of one without getting rid of the other? We got to come down on both of them at the same time.
Okay, sit down about this. You know what I'm saying?
Look, nobody's closing me out of my business.
Nah.
You really don't understand, do you?
Exchanging words for what they saw, no everything locals. No more tactics, just love me for my vocals. And your feelings, now you post on IG socials, thought I ain't noticed. Compared to me, you losing focus. We moving forward, hoverboard, you with this motion. Before the times, peeled us off my favorite potion. I feel bad for these hoes, they devoted. Only speak on what you know, you don't promote again.
Break it down and put it in the pack, he bagging groceries. Ay. All this work around you, flip a pound, that's a promotion. Ay. Bad bitch, give me neck with disrespect, want me to choke her. Ay. She ride like a wave, I'm trying to dive inside her ocean, nigga deep. Ay. One cold like a shoulder, tuck my heat. Ay. Wading through this paper to your chase, I'm trying to deep. Ay. Hit him right to left, make him step back, then shoot a three. Ay. The realest nigga living, think I'm who they wanna be. Gang.
Yeah, I'm in my zone, baby won't leave me alone. I'm in a mansion with hella bad bitches, you know that they gone off patrol. I pull up white body, you you know I been poppin', you know about it. I ain't hitting that horse, you know about it. I been me a name, nigga, I go war about it. Yo, middle fingers to my ups. Big tall smoke, nigga, put him in a box. Nigga going hard, nigga, I ain't gon' stop. I remember eating new 9 in the lamb chop. I'm a crip, but a nigga move silent. Can't keep up with me, shit timeless. Tryna watch you see my dime. When I tuck me in meal, got caught me in island.
I been pimpin' since big pimpin', been big pimpin', ayy. Locked in with Lito like he blood, but he been crippin', ayy. I fuck that bitch, ain't like the head, but I'm still tippin', ayy. No phone them told me kick the cup, but I'm still sippin', ayy. I been pimpin' since big pimpin', been big pimpin', ayy. I keep it real, don't recognize you, keep my distance, ayy. Free gang shit, I'm tryna get rich, me and my niggas, ayy. More free news, I talk that shit, it's cause we live it, gang.
Cracking the seal, take a whiff of the pine. I'm loving my life, I'm about to get high. Grinning from ear to ear, just knowing the kush gon' keep my head in the clear. I'm blowing up clouds and smoke in the sky. Swear this plant gon' keep me alive. It's medicine, dear, and I take advantage of all of the nutrients that it provides. Man, roll up a doobie, man, light up a spliff. Whatever your method, just use all your wits and keep it in constant rotation. Man, why is you playing joint custody? I earn that shit. Walking down cloud line, using my step, cause the indica got my body melting to a mess. When you fucking that granddaddy, that's what you get. Should've left it on the shelf and hit the diesel instead. Smoking 3-5 like every 2 hours. Little Skywalker mixed with the sour. Getting too high, I think I got powers. Do the math, is there anyone higher? 84 grams in 24 hours. 3 sips of the zone and I ain't even tired. Smoking the cannabis got me inspired. Fuck cocaine, cause the green keep me wired. We hotbox a caddy. My brother is driving, I give him the addy. Pick up the crew, we my beat like Scooby-Doo, so you know what that means. I'm shaggy. Roll up exotics, my hobby so crafty. Lit up Satori, it got me so happy. Flick up the blunt cause the tip is so ashy. You wanna drink, so no wonder you trash. I'ma live life to the fullest. I load up a bow as if I was loading my tulip. Keep that thing close in case I get blown. I wanna be chillin', but niggas act ruling. Slap me off yakking, they talking that smack, but I just ate a Eddie and I swallow me a cat. Plus I found all that with 2 joints, green crack. Now I'm losing my marbles. How the hell do I react? My plug is like Boston George, but he must have married his mama, cause that bitch a rat. I pick up a pillow and give him some dap. I pull out the corner, I'm getting pulled over by 12. They yelling like, where is it at? Pulling out straps with attention to blast. No reason is needed, they look at my tone. They see a young Rican is out of his zone. They justify everything, pulling the chrome and bullshit the media, everyone home. And yeah, the slogan is iffy. They do protect and serve, but only they own. So with that said, I'm loading my bullets and trying to stay higher than George Muro's own. I got a nug, let's drop in the bunk. We torch up the weed and watch it stem fall. Taking the toke so long, my eyes are watering up. I'm coughing the lung. Thinking I learned my lesson, but blue dream is heaven. I roll up and work on a song. Close out the night with a blunt to the dome. That dosey don't give me munchies in different dimensions. I'm telling you, nigga, I'm gone. Nigga, I'm gone. Cracking the seal, take a whiff of the pine. I'm loving my life, I'm about to get high. Burning from ear to ear, just knowing the kush gon' keep my head in the clear. I'm blowing up clouds and smoking the sky. Swear this plant gon' keep me alive. It's medicine, dear, and I take advantage of all of the nutrients that it provides.
Let's go rapping fast. Ay, ay, ay. I ain't know what the fuck it is, man. That boy Richie Bricks.
Shout out DG, proud of you.
Walked up in the door, fresh as hell in this bitch. Shorty moving slow, something like a snail in this bitch. I look like a snitch, look